You're watching Central Illinois' best source for news and weather. WAND News at 4 starts now.
A cry for mercy. Anthony Myers' plea as a judge delivers his sentence in the death of a 2-year-old. Plus, as COVID cases continue to rise, changes are happening with Region 6 metrics. The boost needed to keep us out of warning status. But first, we're tracking breaking news for you. Field fires breaking out across the area. The biggest one in Champaign County. You can see the smoke for miles. Take a closer look. This is happening right now near Bondsville. That's west of Champaign. Multiple fire departments are on the scene and smoke can be seen for miles. Interstate 57 and 72 are slow moving because of heavy smoke. And there's another large fire burning just west of Effingham. And earlier today, a fire started in a cornfield near Champaign County, but was quickly put out. This all comes after the National Weather Service issued a red flag warning, showing dry and windy conditions across the area. We have team coverage across the area, and we're going to start with WAND meteorologist Phil Collins, who's in our live center now. Phil, what does this red flag warning mean?
Central Illinois you may have not heard it, but we are under a red flag advisory or warning, according to National Weather Service Lincoln. What that means is the National Weather Service's way of saying and letting the public know that favorable fire conditions are occurring. So things such as a drought, massive winds, wind gusts of 35 to 45 miles per hour, which is exactly what we have seen. Low humidity, which dries out the atmosphere. And then, of course, just overall conditions of a typical summer. We're seeing that here during harvest season. And one of the biggest factors is the moderate drought that we are under here in Central Illinois. Best case scenario, we're under abnormally dry conditions. But either way you look at it, taking effect in the long-term scheme of things here in Central Illinois. As we start to look at National Weather Service Lincoln's Twitter feed, and they also have a Facebook, so I encourage you to go on to social media and give them a follow. They give you some of the best updates. We start to scroll down, you can see some of those dry conditions, some massive smoke going across. Keep in mind we have winds coming out of the south, 35 to 45 mile per hour wind gusts. That moves the smoke to the north. We also have a reported fire in Champaign County near Ivesdale, and you can start to see all the smoke continues to move. Obviously, video feedback that National Weather Service is starting to retweet. Large fire between Champaign and Mahomet. This was sent in at 2:30. We can see wind gusts of 40 miles per hour in Lawrenceville. We were at 36 miles per hour in Flora and 35 here in Decatur. Casey will have more information on that, but another fire is being reported in Mason. In total, Effingham, Champaign, Mason City, and Clinton are all getting reports of some fires. Cause of that still unknown, but we will keep you updated here at WAND. In the Live Center, Phil Collins, WAND News.
That's right. Phil basically touched on just about everything. So I'm going to get right to the graphics so you can see if you fall under one of these counties. Red flag warning in effect until 7 p.m. this evening. Every county in Central Illinois, excluding Fayette, Effingham, Cumberland, and Clark. Reason being the gusty winds. As we do head into the nighttime hours around 7, 8 o'clock, they die down a little bit. Still pretty breezy from time to time, but we do need the requirements of 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So do not burn your leaves today. Do not have a bonfire. Wait on it. You have the rest of the week to get to that. Current winds right now sustained out of the southwest at a good 20, 25 plus miles an hour, with those winds gusting nearing 30, 35, and 40 miles an hour. Of more details on this, as well as the extended 7-day, coming up in a few minutes.
We continue our team coverage now with WAND's Chris Carter, who just arrived on the scene in Champaign County. Chris, we can hear that wind. What do you see?
Yeah, guys, we heard Casey talking about that wind, and that's exactly what we're experiencing here at the intersection of Springfield and Risen, just east of Bonneville right now. I'm going to step out of the way. This is that fire we showed you at the top of that newscast here. It is out, and fire crews have left, but you can see the very large acreage that it did burn here in the burn scar. And then as we make our way towards the interstate here, there is one vehicle that did appear to have hit the guardrail of some sort, possibly because of that big plume of black smoke that we saw going across the road. We have video of that. That car did appear to catch fire based on what we are seeing here. I did talk to one neighbor who was here when we got here about 15 minutes ago. They said they didn't see anybody who was hurt or anybody that may have seen the fire exactly. So we're still working to figure out exactly what caused this fire to happen. But as we look east here, which is the direction that I'm facing, the entire horizon is nothing but this gray, smoky haze, which is something we saw last week here because of the fires. So again, this fire out here at Rising in Springfield, we're still working to figure out the exact cause of that. We do know that multiple fire departments were here. They have since cleared. We're going to continue to try and get some answers. We'll have more details coming up 5, 6, and 10, and then of course on WANDTV.com. For now, we're live in Champaign County tonight. Chris Carter, WAND News.
WAND News is tracking these field fires and will continue to update you throughout our newscasts and online. To get an alert straight to your phone, download the WAND News app.
Tanasia really did love me, so for people that make it seem like, I was this monster person towards her, if I was a monster towards her, she wouldn't love me.
New details first at 4. A judge sentenced Anthony Myers to 30 years in prison. In July, a jury found Myers guilty of first-degree murder in the death of 2-year-old Tanasia Barnes. Officers found Tanasia Barnes dead in February of 2019, her body dirty and wrapped in a urine-soaked blanket. Her temperature too low for first responders to actually record at the scene. WAND's Karen Eisert was in the courtroom this morning. Karen, Myers is set to spend 30 years behind bars. Is there any opportunity, though, he could get an early release?
Dawn, no. Myers must serve his full term of 30 years. Judge Thomas Griffith heard the evidence from the trial and from today's hearing and gave Myers that 30-year sentence. Now, after he serves that, he must complete 3 years of probation. This morning, we heard from the state and the defense, and we even heard from Myers himself, who says he regrets distancing himself from Tanasia in the months leading up to her death.
We all can agree that this is a tragic situation. I never wish that this ever had to happen. I do regret, distancing myself from her because I feel like if I wouldn't have distanced myself, maybe she would have still been here. And that's something that I carry on my heart every day since I've been, accused of this situation.
Now, Myers does have a chance to appeal the sentence. He and his lawyer have 30 days to file that appeal. Now, when I spoke to Scott Reeder, Myers' public defender, he said they will be moving forward with that appeal. Live in the studio, Karen Eisert, WAND News.
Tanasia's mother, Twanica Davis, pled guilty to first-degree murder last September. She was offered a plea deal that will see her spend 20 years in prison. Here you can see in the courtroom video, which shows her visibly pregnant. She has since had her baby in prison, and that child is in DCFS custody. The Department of Child and Family Services first opened a case investigating abuse against Tanasia in December of 2017. Tanasia and her brother were placed in foster care. In March of 2018, the little girl put back into the home and then removed once again in June. DCFS closed Tanasia Barnes' case in October of 2018. Her death was reported on February 11th, 2019. WAND News has been following this story since the very beginning, bringing you up-to-date information straight from the courtroom. To continue to stay up to date on the latest breaking news coverage, download the WAND News app. We send alerts straight to your phone. Another 2,800 cases of COVID-19 were announced in the state today, and an additional 49 deaths occurred in the past 24 hours. The state's positivity rate is over 4.5%. This is the 8th straight day the rate has increased. Locally, Central Illinois is seeing a spike in cases. Sangamon County has 56 new cases today. Champaign County reporting 28 new cases today. Ford County has 7 new cases. It also announced a 7th death, a woman in her 80s. Logan County announces 5 new cases of COVID-19. Governor J.B. Pritzker held another COVID-19 update today, and this as positivity rates continue to climb up. Now, some good news is coming for Region 6 and Central Illinois. WAND's Oliviana Calmes joins us now with what the governor said. Oliviana.
Dawn, Governor J.B. Pritzker reminded us that all 11 regions in Illinois have had higher COVID numbers and says we can't let up on following those guidelines. And IDPH announced a change that will affect the Central Illinois numbers. Starting today, IDPH will be adjusting how they gather data for Region 6, that includes Champaign and Macon County. In order to better identify testing needs and trends, Dr. Ezike says they will be changing tactics.
What will be removed is the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign saliva testing. That will be broken out separately. This will allow us to better identify testing needs and trends in that region.
That means the percentage for cases may go down in this region. Remember, Champaign County and its data will still continue to be counted. Pritzker also said that Region 5 should be on alert as there's been a dangerous increase in cases. Their positivity rate has been over the 8% mark for several days. Live in the studio, Oliviana Kelmes, WAND News.
Back and forth after the break, Judge Barrett on the hot seat again for questioning on Capitol Hill. Day 3 of confirmation hearings for Supreme Court nominee Judge Amy Coney Barrett. It was another long day of questions and answers. Republicans are confident she'll win this fight and be seated before the end of this month.
This is the first time in American history that we've nominated a woman who's unashamedly pro-life and embraces her faith without apology, and she's going to the court.
Republicans are hoping to wrap up the hearing tomorrow and get her confirmed in less than 2 weeks. Parents of children with autism are finding it hard to find services for their children. A recent survey found a shortage of qualified therapists. A new platform called Sprout is available to help parents get the help their children need.
We provide autism care services all around the United States to families that really need support. Also really critical, given the young age of the child's developing brain, that we really start as quickly as possible.
The program focuses on children with moderate to severe cases of autism. They offer in-home therapy resources and help finding caregivers. In entertainment news, the 2020 Billboard Music Awards are happening tonight, 6 months after originally being scheduled. Kelly Clarkson hosts for the third time. Fans can expect virtual performances by Alicia Keys, Bad Bunny, BTS, and Luke Combs. You can watch it right here on WAND. Thanks so much for joining us, sport. We'll see you back here tonight at 5. Join us then.